Hello. Today's scripture reading is from the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 16. It's the first 5 verses. This is what it says. Jesus said to his disciples, "A rich man came to take care of his business, but he was told that his manager was wasting money. So the rich man called him in and said, 'What is this I hear about you? Tell me what you have done. You are no longer going to work for me.' The manager said to himself, 'What should I do now that my master is going to fire me? I can't dig dishes, and I'm ashamed to beg. I know what I'll do so that people will welcome me into their homes after I lost my job.' Then one by one he called in the people who were in debt to his master. He asked the first one, 'How much do you owe my master?' 100 barrels of olive oil,' he said. So the manager said, 'Take your bill and sit down and quickly write 50. Interesting story, the story of the rich manager. And it's a parable. So a parable is a story that Jesus used, and it's supposed to teach us something. But it teaches us something unexpected. So there's always a twist. It's not supposed to be the verdict that we think it's going to end up being. And the characters and the theme in this particular parable are easy to identify. Like, we definitely would recognize these people in this story, right? Who among us hasn't been afraid for our jobs and done things that we're maybe not proud of? Or who among us hasn't owed something to someone else and done things maybe that were dishonest in order to make things right? Or at least been tempted to do something dishonest, right? And in this story, Jesus is telling about a parable that was probably a real story. I mean, this really could have happened. The steward, who was not the manager or the owner of the company, managed the guy's business, right? And based on a real situation, right? Somebody complained to the owner that the manager was not managing honestly. And so the owner initiated a financial audit, let's say, which made the steward fearful of losing his position, because the steward knew that audit was going to reveal something distrustworthy. And so, in fear for his job, he began to contact the owner's debtors and negotiate a lower prepayment price. The steward didn't have the authority to do that, and he hadn't been wise in his relationships to the owners or with his relationship with the debtors, because obviously one of them had complained. And so in the panic of the moment, the steward redirected his focus and realized, hopefully, that in the end, his relationship to power and wealth had become more important than his relationship to other people. It reminds us that in the end, above our possessions and our work titles and the amount of money in our bank account, the things that are really going to matter are the relationships we have with one another and the relationship we have with God.